would like to start by thanking the citizen and electoral stakeholders of Bougainville for your continued participation during this important election process. I have called this press conference today to make an important announcement. I would like to advise that polling for the 2025 Bougainville general election will now take place on Friday, the 5th of September, instead of Thursday, the 4th of September. This is a change of date only. All polling places remain the same as already published in the polling schedule. This reschedule applies to all voters in Bougainville and Bougainvilleans voting outside of Bougainville, with the exception of Atol's constituencies, which will proceed on the 4th of September. The teams serving Atolls are already in place and equipped to proceed. All stakeholders are asked to take note of this date change. And I know this will cause some inconvenience, but let me assure you that this decision was not taken lightly and is necessary to better serve Bougainvilleans and to ensure the proper conduct of the election. OBEC's priority is to ensure every eligible voter can cast the ballots. The key reasons for the reschedule. The decision was not taken lightly, but it is the most responsible course of action to ensure that every eligible voter can cast their 4 ballots securely and confidently. I will now explain the reasons for this decision. And there are 3 main reasons. The first reason is the delayed delivery of ballot papers. The final shipment did not arrive on time due to flight delays, power outages at the printing facility in Port Moresby, and the late delivery by the external contractor. Ballot papers were printed in Port Moresby, but the printing was unable to be completed and the ballots delivered to Buka in accordance with the dates specified in the contract. The second factor was to improve quality control on security features. OBEC identified some quality control issues with ballot paper serial numbers, which are a safeguard against fraud. OBEC acted quickly to work with the printer to correct these issues before accepting the ballot papers to protect the integrity of the election. The third reason is that there would have been insufficient time to deliver ballot papers to all wards. Once the final delayed shipment arrived in Buka on the 2nd of September, there was no longer enough time to package and deliver ballot papers to every polling teams across Bougainville, especially in remote areas before the 4th of September. If we had proceeded on the 4th of September, some wards would not have received their ballot papers in time to open polling at 8 a.m., meaning some wards would not have received their ballot papers in time to open polling at 8 a.m. There would have needed to be last-minute changes with the risk that message would not reach everyone. That was not acceptable. So, to ensure an orderly election, I have made the decision to reschedule polling to the 5th of September, and that was not acceptable. Why reschedule was necessary? Due to these reasons, opening polls on the 4th of September at 8 a.m. in all wards across Bougainville was no longer feasible. My team has been working around the clock, but even with the additional resources, there was simply not going to be enough time to ensure polling teams could be deployed to all wards on time. Therefore, I made the most reasonable decision to reschedule election to Friday, the 5th of September. This decision ensures all polling places are properly supplied and teams are able to deploy safely to all wards before scheduled start of polling. This protects against disenfranchisement and upholds the credibility of the election. In summary, this decision protects the rights of all voters. It ensures every polling place is supplied with secure ballot papers. It ensures no ward is left out, and it ensures that credibility of the election is not compromised. In accordance with the electoral law, counting will begin as soon as practicable after the end of the polling period. There has been no change to that schedule. While the one-day rescheduling shifts the timetable for materials return and intake, OBEC remains confident results will be delivered on time. I understand that this decision may cause inconvenience for some, but it was necessary to safeguard the democratic rights of all Bougainvilleans and to ensure the orderly conduct of polling. Unforeseen events occurred, but we acted swiftly and responsibly within the law to safeguard voters' rights. This step ensures that every voter can exercise the democratic right and that credibility of the election is not compromised. I thank voters, candidates, and stakeholders for their patience and understanding. I also thank our election officials and polling teams for their commitment. On Friday, the 5th of September, I encourage every eligible voter to go to your assigned polling places and cast your ballots. We call upon stakeholders to disseminate the new election date widely through your networks so that all Bougainvilleans come out and vote on Friday, the 5th of September. OBEC will continue to provide regular updates to keep stakeholders fully informed. I wish to thank you all for your time